Welcome to Eli Goldsmith's Emuna is Our Future weekly classes in our wonderful center Beis Midrash in the holy city of Yerushalayim, in the holy land of the Institute of Rav Shalom Arush, shlita, and we have the opportunity together to connect today in a new way for our future. That is my focus today, how we're building something which is together, as people have already told me on our first video together. That is the focus, the togetherness, the building together. But we have to also do it in a mind that it's for our future. How do we bring blessing into our future, into our life, through the teachings of Rav Shalom Arush shlita and his Rabbonim, all the way back to Rabbeinu Nachman, Ben Fega, Ben Simcha, and all the way through the Torah Kadosha, the Holy Torah that we have. And we're going to discuss that today. But first, I just want to give some great news. We have already focused ourselves on some very good locations in our North America tour, now including Central America. This is big news, big news. Big news, very big news. I apologize once again for if you see me doing anything below. But the whole idea is that we're going to together enter into a new territory for me personally, like I said, into Central America, Mexico. Mexico is potentially going to be part of our Emuna is Our Future tour. And that's very exciting for me personally. I've actually never visited Mexico. And I'm originally from London, and I have had the blessing to be in the USA many times and throughout Europe. But Mexico, that will be a new location. And what's exciting is that Rabbi Yonatan, the Galad, will be with us to help translate Rav Shalom Arush into English and into Spanish. This is yet to be confirmed, but it's something which everyone can pray for. And I like to think that with this class today, it gives us an opportunity to look towards the future with a positive eye, with optimistic outlook. The things will be good, as the Lubavitcher Rebbe said many times. Think good, it will be good. Track good, sein good. We now have Yiddish, hopefully, for Emuna is Our Future speakers in the Breslev Israel and Breslev English website will be around. Hopefully, maybe a new website, Breslev Yiddish. Let's see. It's very exciting, all the developments that can come together, and everyone here has the opportunity to build that. So, what is it that gives us that strength from Rav Shalom Arush to look into the future in a way with positive eyes and build a place that the blessing should come? So we see from the Parsha, we'd like to have in our weekly classes some Parsha. We have Parshat Balak and Parshat Chukas for people outside of Eretz Israel. And in Israel, we're reading Parshat Balak, the Torah portion of Balak. Two people appear in the Parsha who represent something that will be a good sign for the future, even though in the present it doesn't look that way. There's Bilam and there's Balak. Now Bilam is someone who externally seems like a very negative personality. He's involved with all kinds of magic and wizardry and witchcraft and foretelling of doom and curses. But we have the power in this week's Parsha. We see how Hashem himself, the one who we have Emuna in, our Creator, has the power to turn around the curses of Bilam into blessing. That everything he would say about the Jewish people would lead to blessing, not just for the Jewish people, but for the whole world. He was prophesying something which would bring bountifulness and blessing and Shechina. Shechina is Hashem's divine presence into people's lives. He would say such beautiful words like Ma tov alecha Yaakov mishkan asecha Yisrael. How fortunate are your goodly tents, O Yaakov, and your dwellings, O Yisrael. We see these beautiful sayings and blessings and lines from the Holy Torah which give tremendous power to the Jewish people to fulfill their purpose in creation. And this is something which all of us have that power. All of us have that ability to tap in to the power of blessing through our words, how we speak. And it's something which, once again, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, we mentioned him before, he also was a tremendous example of speaking positivity. We just had his yacht site on Gimel Tammuz, and we had many tributes. And there's so many people, Gedalia Fentz himself just mentioned, who will be speaking here also. He mentioned many times about how he himself came through the Lubavitcher Rebbe, his trip from Colombia to the US, and then Rav Shalom Arush, shlita, also his whole tshuva process came through Lubavitcher Rebbe, Shlichim, Rav Yitzhak Ginsburg, and other such people. And me, myself, without Lubavitch, without Chabad, I wouldn't have had this entranceway to Judaism so open up. And that was, once again, with that positive way of speaking, that positive, non-judgmental path, that paved the way for me personally to find a place in every Chabad home, in every Chabad house, in every shul that the Chabad have. And that was enabling me, even in the streets of London, when the Chabad Shliach came up to me and offered me to make a l'chaim in his van and bring cake to me and my friends in the streets of London, when we were very far away from anything Jewish. And the Chabad Shliach came to us at Saturday night and reached out to us. And that is part of Emuna, is our future journey, that we obviously want to make venues and events and space to get that inspiration that Rav Shalom Arush is able to do through the power of speech, through speaking positively, looking positively, thinking positively, and that brings tremendous blessing. I've seen with my own eyes on the Emuna is Our Future tour in the previous year, 2018, and I saw how much we had power to bring love and strength to everyone we encountered. Especially Rav Arush, I saw him sitting there again, day after day. The stories are endless of the people that came, all kinds of people, every Jewish, non-Jewish, all kinds of color, all kinds of race, and they came and they got inspiration. There was people who wanted to convert, who needed inspiration and encouragement, and it was a tremendous thing. Now this is very exciting for us, being that we are now standing in Yerushalayim and about to prepare for this tour. Like I said, we have a lot of good news. We have Toronto coming up. We have Miami. We have Mexico. It's very exciting. We have potentially Houston, maybe even Dallas if they reach out to me in time while we're organizing it. We have New York. Chazak, I want to be involved. And all the other collaborations, hopefully with Chabad and Eish, like we had in the past. And hopefully we have other collaborations with Eish Kodesh, with Moshe Weinberger Shlita. We have the opportunity to join up with other great speakers and great institutions and to build something which is unifying and positive and brings blessing. And that we can do in our daily life, in our home. Let's bring it practical for each of us. Each of us can be able to turn around the feelings of pain and the will to say not good things, to say blessing. And Hashem for sure wants it, as he did with Bilam, he turned his words of negativity into positivity. I saw that again and again with Rav Arush, again and again, positive all the time throughout the tour, no matter what happened, even through the airports. If they stopped us, he'd be positive, he'd smile, he'd dance, he'd be happy. And that simcha, when he made a blessing on the water, on the most simple thing coming from the bathroom, the simcha, the joy, the blessing that he brought wherever we went. And I felt that being with him, the blessing he brought into my own life, and the blessing he can bring into all of you with his wonderful books and his wonderful svarim, which we will bring hopefully to all the locations. We have many people reaching out from places like Chicago and other places. In order for it to happen, like LA as well, we don't want to be out of our homes too long. So people are going to really have to help us and make this a positive trip that brings blessing to everyone involved. I want to just end off also with one more point from the Parsha of Balak. Balak himself came out, a spark of the Messiah, the Mashiach, came out through him, the Moabite king, a descendant known as Ruth. She, in Shavuot, we read her journey to Judaism. Like many of us, myself included, we were far away, and we were able to find this light that inspired us and brought that flow of divine providence into our life. And we're able to see the positive, even though there's struggles and pain. Right now, I'm living in Yerushalayim, there's still so much pain. There's been all kinds of stories recently in the news with all kinds of real things that affect our daily life. And we have the opportunity to try and find the patience and the prayer and the power to bring positivity into our lives and to reach out rather than be upset, but to reach out with encouragement, the power of a good word. So Balak, what was his merit? So they say that he had a descendant who stood up for the Jewish agents who came from the Jewish prophets and kings, and in that merit of standing up when he heard the name of God, he was meritorious to have come from him. Rus, who came out from Rus, David HaMelech, King David, from King David, King Solomon, Shlomo HaMelech, and comes out from there to Tehillim and Shirashim, and the power of the light of Mashiach, the Messianic redemption, which we all pray for. And that is really how I would like to end today's weekly Emuna is our future class. That from such darkness, Balak, who wanted to destroy a very positive presence of the Jewish people in the world at that time, they're bringing Shechina, they're bringing divine revelation, and there was a force, a people who wanted to destroy us, came out from that person himself, just like Rabbi Sachs said, a beautiful Rabbi Lord Sachs, from the Lubavitcher Rebbe came out such a strength, a power of turning the hatred that during the Holocaust and during the communist conquest of Russia and all the Soviet countries, there was such a hatred towards Judaism, anti-Semitism, to destroy our people, to destroy everything about us. Came Lubavitch at the same time, the Chabad Rebbe, and brought a tremendous movement that we see now with people like Rav Yisrael Goldstein when he went through in San Diego. We had the power to turn around such a dark moment of hatred into love, into outreach, into doing something positive for another person. And with that we end once again with the speech, was summarized with the way we look at people, the way we bring our presence into the world. Emuna is our future should bring Shechina and blessing, should bring only blessing for all of us, and we should be blessed to see the final redemption. Like once again, like we said last week with Chukas, we don't always understand why someone like me should be standing here in Yerushalayim, but God knows what's best, and we're here, we're together, we have the opportunity to do something positive, to speak positive, and to work together to build a place of the land of Israel we should enter with Emuna and see only blessing. Amen.